Hello everyone, welcome to part 4 of our productivity demo, Microsoft OneNote Basics and Beyond. This is a 6-part demo, so please come back and check out our other videos on this topic, or find other events and videos at microsoft.com/IT Showcase. And now, on to part 4.
One of the really neat features of OneNote is the ability to integrate with the Microsoft suite. So not only do we have the ability to just use it as a word processor, right, to type in and tag items to do, but it also integrates really well with like PowerPoint, Excel. So it's really neat features that are available for us. So let's go into that and take a look at what that's available for us. So in this case, let's talk about that shopping list again. A very common scenario with shopping is budget. So we need to make a quick budget. How can we do that? Within OneNote, we have the ability, so I'm going to go down to this page right here, this untitled page, and type in budget. Now, what I'm going to do within budget is I'm just going to add a table initially. So I'm going to go into the Insert tab and insert a brand new table. So I'm going to go in and add in a pretty decent sized table, maybe a 5x3. So within this page, within my OneNote notebook, I've got budget. In this case, I want to talk about cake. So what is the budget for the cake? Well, we want to spend maybe $50 for a cake. I don't know how much cakes cost. Is that a lot? That might be. But that was our budget for the cake, and maybe we ended up only spending $35. So let's talk about, maybe organizing this in some sort of table. So now we have our cake budget. Maybe we have our food budget as well. Maybe that's $100, and we ended up spending $125. And maybe for activities, we budgeted $200. This is going to be a fun party. I don't know what activities cost $200, but maybe they do. And we ended up spending $250 because we just went, all out with activities. So we have a budget, we've created a table. Well, the integration with the Office suite with OneNote is pretty amazing in that I've created a table just like we do normally within Word or PowerPoint. But what's really neat is now that we have this table created right up here at the top under Table Tools. So Table Tools appears once you create a brand new table. You have the ability to convert this table to an Excel spreadsheet. So we've typed in all these details. Maybe I want to run some diagnostics on my budget for my party. I can easily convert this to an Excel spreadsheet just by clicking on Convert to Excel Spreadsheet. So in just a second, that will convert to an Excel spreadsheet. So it's converting right now. And we can see back on the OneNote page that it has taken all those details that I inserted into the table and put it into an Excel spreadsheet. What's really neat as well is that we can go in and edit this Excel spreadsheet as well. So if I just click on Edit, it will actually open up a brand new Excel spreadsheet with all those details in there. Now I want to show you something that's really neat as well, is the fact that let's create a pivot chart based on these details. We can do that simply by highlighting all those details and clicking on Insert and then clicking on Recommended Charts. I'm just going to create a very simple pivot chart just to show examples on what we budgeted for each of these items and then what was actually spent. So that first one is just fine for me in this case. And I'm going to click OK. You'll see it will add a chart right next to our table, and then if I click Save, it will save that item back to our OneNote notebook. Now the real power comes from, as soon as this updates and includes the chart right next to it, the real power comes from your ability to select, your ability to select what is actually shown. So in this case, it's throwing up some errors, but it'll actually show. So there it is, it finally came in. So we have our budget here on the left-hand side so we can see actual numbers, but we also have a chart to the right. Well, the real benefit from this is we can actually select what is shown within our OneNote notebook. So in this case, we want to see just that chart. We don't want to see the details behind it. We just want to see the really colorful chart that's available for us. In that case, what you can do is you can right-click on that Excel spreadsheet and then click on Select What to Display. So if I click on Select What to Display, right now the default is Display Everything. I'm going to deselect that and then select only the Chart 1. So that item within that Excel spreadsheet. Click on Chart 1 and then click OK. the view will update, and then all you will see down here will be that chart. So now you don't see all the details behind there. All you see is the really nice chart. So as we're going along later on, maybe next year when we're planning the next birthday party, we can look back at what we budgeted and what we spent actually, and so then we can make adjustments needed for our family. So that's just one of the great integrations of the Office suite with OneNote, but the other great one is PowerPoint. So when you insert a PowerPoint into OneNote, you have the great ability to annotate directly onto slides. So in this example, I'm going to go down and let's talk about inserting any PowerPoint that you would show. Maybe we're going to show a slideshow from the years growing up, right? So we're going to have pictures of the person whose birthday it is, and they're going to be shown throughout the party. We're going to have a slideshow going at all times. In that case, we want to create a brand new PowerPoint and have it living within this OneNote because this is our single location for all of our storage. In that case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to click on Insert, and then I'm going to click on File Attachment. So one of the main great things about OneNote is the fact that I'm just going to insert a OneNote Basics PowerPoint that we've created just to show you as an example on the amazing functionality that's available to you with PowerPoint within OneNote. So I'm just going to select that PowerPoint and click on Insert. And initially, I'm just going to attach the file and show you how you can actually display, just like we did with Excel as well. So I'm going to click on Attach File. It's going to include that PowerPoint, so you can see it right there. It's available. Now, if I want to see that entire PowerPoint printed out, each page, I can right-click on that PowerPoint file and then select Insert as Printout. So if I were to click on Insert as Printout, I'll click OK because I know this item is safe because I've added it previously. And what it's going to do is it's going to insert each of those items as a printout. So if I scroll up, there we go. We now have that PowerPoint embedded within our OneNote notebook. Now what's really nice and really neat about OneNote is the search functionality. So we've got our PowerPoint presentation in here. We can actually search each of those images within that PowerPoint. So in this case, let's say we search for OneNote. Up in the upper right-hand corner, we have the ability to search. Not only do we have the ability to search this notebook, we can search all notebooks at one time. So in this case, I've set my default to be, my search default to be this notebook. You can change that at any time by selecting on this notebook. You can change it, and then you can select all notebooks. And if you want to set that as your default, you can then go down and set this scope as your default. But right now, I just want to search this notebook, and what I'm going to search for is OneNote. You can see as I start to type out OneNote, it highlights that image. So every item that is included within my OneNote notebook, it will not only search text, it will search within images as well. So if I were to take a picture of a poster that had OneNote in it, it would actually highlight that word OneNote within that image. So again, the search functionality within OneNote is amazing, and definitely take full use of it as well. Not only do we have the ability to search though, by including our PowerPoint, this is a great way to go through and edit a PowerPoint as well. So we're going from a personal aspect to maybe using this for business purposes, but we've included a PowerPoint into our OneNote. We can go over to the Draw tab within OneNote. We can select a pen. So I'm going to select the red pen because, of course, red means bad and needs to be changed. So I'm going to select the red, and we can draw with touch directly onto our OneNote notebook. So in this case, maybe OneNote Basics needs to be a larger size. We need to move this Work Smart at Microsoft item down to the bottom right-hand corner so we can go through and annotate directly onto this OneNote notebook and identify items that need to be changed. So this is a great collaborative tool, and in just a second we'll talk about how we can share out with others to collaborate. But this is a great way for me to go through and check out this PowerPoint, make my changes, and then submit this to somebody else later on for them to go through and make those changes. So again, really neat ability to be able to draw directly onto your OneNote notebook. Now, just like just like having a notebook, think about when we were back in school, having all those sections and stuff like that. We had the ability, again, to draw anywhere within our notebook. Same thing goes with the ability to add text and draw ourselves within this notebook, within OneNote. Think of OneNote as a virtual notebook, right? So our, the old notebooks that we had, the spiral bound notebooks we had, this is the same thing except for it's in digital form. In that case, we have the ability, so if I were to just select type, I can type anywhere on the page. I can type here, over here, and down here. So you can see I can type anywhere on the screen. Well, that's because it creates brand new text boxes everywhere I select and create brand new ones. With those text boxes, I can actually move those around as well. So I can click on each one of these text boxes, I can pull them up and around. Now, as you start adding content into your OneNote notebook, the real issue you run into is lack of space. So let's say at any one point, let's say I start drawing a little bit too. Maybe I draw in, hello. So we start drawing in some additional items. Well, now if I wanted to add something in between, I can type here and over here, maybe something right in between. There's not a lot of real estate there for me, and I could move each thing individually, but then they would lose their aspect with each other. And I don't want to do that. Maybe I've set this up to be exactly the way I want it to look. In that case, you always have the ability to insert some additional space. So on the Insert tab within OneNote, make full use of Insert Space. You can add space anywhere within your OneNote notebook, and what it will do is it will maintain that aspect ratio with everything else. So if I click on Insert Space, I can hover in between, I can type here and over here, click, and then drag down. You can see everything has maintained its distance with each other down below, but I've added in some additional space up above. So this is perfect for us to add items in later on. You also saw how I was able to draw. What's really neat about the ability to draw into our OneNote notebook is the ability to convert ink to text. So you can see I've drawn in there hello. If I were to, on the Draw tab, click on Ink to Text, it will actually convert what I wrote into text. So there you go. It's now into hello, and now it's able to search. But let me undo real quick, and let me again show you the amazing search functionality of OneNote. I drew that in there. That does not look very good, right? But if I search within my OneNote notebook for hello, you can see it highlights my inking. So everything that I write, if it recognizes it as a word, it will highlight it for you and will make sure you search for it. So I can search for hello, even with my really horrible handwriting, it will actually highlight that item for me. So again, amazing search functionality within OneNote. It can even read my horrible handwriting. So great abilities available for you there.
We're at the end of part 4. We hope you enjoyed it. Check out part 5 where Brian walks us through how to store securely to OneDrive and access OneNote from any device. IT Showcase has events scheduled every month where you can get your questions answered live. We hope you'll join us again and bring your colleagues. You can find our schedule of upcoming events as well as on-demand videos and other content at microsoft.com/IT Showcase. Thanks again.